Hey guys, you guys would have picked reading 1. Reading 1 was this little cat, so that was for reading 1. And we're just going to get some tarot cards and see if we can get something for reading 1, please. Alright, we've got 3 cards have come out. Oh, 2. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Swords, and the World. So they're quite 2 major arcanas. Wheel of Fortune is the cycles, and so is the world cycles. So this is very much a big cycle or a big change. You're in the middle of it all. And with the Queen of Swords, she's like always to do with a bit of brainstorming or a bit of thinking things through. So she's sort of having a bit of a think about the situation that's coming up here and what's going on. You're in the middle of some big change and big cycle that's going on, because with that Wheel of Fortune, that's usually a good lucky, signifies that a lucky break, a lucky cycle. The world's major cycles, so it's again to do with that big beginning and ending situation coming into play. I'm just going to grab another deck. So I don't want to use the one I've got. Get the holographic one out I want. So we'll see if we can get a few more cards. This is for reading 1, and go a bit deeper into this reading about the actual big cycle that's changing or coming in or out. Can we get some more cards? I just got that one flipped. We'll get a few more cards for reading 1, please, about this big change and big cycle that's going and is happening at the moment. Alright, that didn't flip. It tried to, but we'll shuffle again in a minute and see what else we get. Okay. We'll start out with these guys. We have the 4 of Swords, 4 of Cups, and the Hanged Man. So this would be the past energy that you're just coming out of, or you're still hanging in this a little bit. It might be just still hanging on. And it is needing to rest, and it feels like to me it's just the energy's low, so you could be feeling a bit whimsical, slightly depressed, a little bit just low energy and just sitting around like and hardly. You've got to sort of get yourself and go, come on, get up, let's get, you've got to sort of push yourself to go and do anything, or go and, move and do anything at all. It's a bit of disappointment. So that the situation, these big cycles and this big change coming in, there has been some disappointments. There's situations in your life where it's a willing sacrifice, so you've been sacrificing yourself. You've been sacrificing your time, your energy. You've been giving. This feels like it's all giving. And you've sort of got to a position now where this could be one of the big cycles, is that you've actually sat down and looked at your life and thought, I'm just not happy about the way this is all going and how it's playing out. It's like you're feeling that there's change needed and there's change to come. So you've started to manifest that situation to come in and to become reality. Here's the birth, which is the mother of the tarot, is the Empress. It's the birthing of new energy, and it's very much like, it's not really just that, because she's the brainstorming as well, which is very similar with this energy, that it's all the thought that's gone into changing the situation and changing parts of your life, certain parts of your life that need to be changed or changed out. Now the Knight of Cups, it's usually an offer coming in. The Knight of Cups always usually means an offer of love coming in, but that's not going to be for everyone. But somebody out there could have somebody coming in asking them to go out on a date. It could be friends, doesn't have to be romance. Someone's coming in around you and wanting you to, that's the one I was looking for, was this one. But anyway, these 2 jumped, so we'll just take them all. There we go. We've got the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So with this situation, Queen of Wands is extremely passionate, driven, fast moving, and the Page of Wands is that fast moving energy coming in around, stirring things up, because this is how these big cycles can move and change, because the energy is coming in to move them and change them. We've got the Four of Wands. Now that can be to do with the home. There can be a celebration with somebody at their home, like there's good news has come in, there feels like news or energy coming in around the situation. It can be a wedding, engagement. There can be a celebration that you're going to go to, or you're about to have one of these big do's in your life. Somewhere there's going to be a wedding or an engagement or a housewarming or anything that's a bit of a get-together, which is a bit off track, but it also can signify the home. So the Four of Wands itself can just signify the home itself. So maybe, I don't feel like there's any home improvements. It's more to do with good news, the good news around at the home and around where you live. Right, what else have we got for reading one? What else do they need to know about this big direction that's coming in? We've had all the back details. We get the next cycle, what's coming, or is it just the big cycles coming with the news? It's Queen of Pentacles. So with the Queen of Pentacles, she's a little bit of luxury and a little bit of abundance. So good news again. So maybe with all the way we had the past there, with all that energy of sacrifice and giving, brainstorming, an offer coming in around with somebody with friendship or romance, depending. You had all this passionate and good news coming in, and then at the end of the day, there's a celebration, and it feels like it's actually a celebration, as in that Queen of Pentacles. I just keep getting that energy that it's splashing a bit of money around and having a bit of money to spend on a celebration, like throwing a party or having a celebration of some sort. So maybe that's just to do with this housewarming situation again. You get anything else for reading one? It's a bit here and there. It's not connecting the dots for me that much, but it is. Okay. So the Hierophant, Ace of Wands, and Judgment. Well, that's the wedding card again. So I'd say there's definitely something going on with somewhere in and around in your life. There's something to do with a wedding, with a marriage, an engagement. There's somebody celebrating or news coming in around this situation, because now it's coming up again with that. And you got the Ace of Wands and Judgment. So the Ace of Wands is just that good new energy coming in, the movement coming in, and Judgment is Gabriel, the angel Gabriel, is blowing his trumpet and he's bringing the dead out of their grave. So they're waking up to a whole new way of life, and they're waking up to a whole big change. So I couldn't clarify all this weird wedding stuff in here. I'm not sure why that's all there, but someone hopefully will work that out. What there's all this. It's a housewarming, a wedding, a celebration of some sort coming in. It's a bit. There's a fair bit of money spent. It feels like a lot of money's being spent on this situation. There's money being spent. Whatever this celebration is, it definitely feels like that. No expense will be spared. They're not, and it's not really wasting money either. It's to do with honouring somebody, or somebody means that much to somebody that they're going to make sure that this celebration is done in a certain way. Feels like it's very particular, but still with this lucky break here, I feel like some good news or something must be coming in around this whole situation, but I'm not getting any real spot on. It's all a little bit here. I'm all over the shop, but I'm trying to get there. But it's definitely, that is the end result, is waking up to a whole new way of life. So this changes that come in, these changes go quite deep and quite life-changing. So whatever situation comes into play here, whatever is around you, it's changing your lifestyle and the way you live. You won't be really waking up and doing the same routine. Whatever you're doing now, in the next couple of months that will cease and there'll be a change in it. It's like the first time somebody's had a baby, because she's the pregnant mother of the tarot. So if you have a baby and you bring a baby home into your house, your life is never the same. It's never going to be the same after a baby comes. That's exactly this energy, that there's somebody could be having their first baby and they're waking up to a whole new way of life. Maybe somebody gets married, and with this wedding and moving into their first home, house, unit, whatever they're moving into, it is a whole new way of life, because they're starting their life, they're starting their journey with each other, because that's the wedding, very much a wedding ceremony or a celebration of some sort. Queen of Wands, really good fiery, passionate energy coming in around the situation that helps drive it all, the energy that drives it, news and information all coming in. And with somebody, there's definitely somebody offering love, or somebody offering a commitment, or somebody even offering just friendship. So that's it, reading one. I'm going to stop raving on because I can just keep doing scenarios on and on. But they're your big, this is a very big event, being the Wheel of Fortune and the Worlds there. So incense is full on, it's just getting me. Okay, thanks for hanging out. Bye, reading one. Hi, reading two. You would have picked this pretty little purple CandySkull, and I'll pop her up there. She stands up. Okay, well today the reading was just going to be, just going to get some, hopefully 1 or 2 or 3 tarot cards for about the overall energy, and then we'll just put some cards down to see. And this was just coming into the next couple of months. We're just looking into what we were going to get, and these just come straight out. Well, you got 4, so there you go. We got the 3 of Wands, King of Cups, 3 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. The 3 of Wands definitely shouting out there that the expansion and something you've been looking at and working towards is starting to come in to fruition. The King of Cups here, he's sort of got that feeling of, it's like a fantasy, or it feels like a wish come true vibe with him there today. He's got that Saturn in the background, so a lot of work's gone into this situation. To bring this in, you've either manifested it or it's been destined to come in. But with the 3 of Cups here, it's definitely a bit of a celebration because of the whole time it's taken to get to this point. It's time to sort of actually pop a cork and pour out a glass and toast to the situation, or to the completion of a situation that's made itself to the end or got to where you wanted it to get to. And the Ace of Swords, so it's karma, destined, fated, it's truth, it's justice, it's, it sounds like something out of a show or something, but yeah, it's very much, this is very much meant to be. What's about to come in and what's about to all go down is actually was written in your birth chart virtually when you were born. This is the feeling that comes off it. So for reading 2 with the CandySkull, got those 2, but those other ones is that wasn't it. It's just a messy shuffle. Just bear with me. Reading 2. Let me get a bit of info for reading 2, please. For the CandySkull. Reading 2. Yeah, okay. Reading 2. Reading 2. I'll leave them for a minute. I've jinxed myself. I'll have to stop and just read what I've got. Okay. So, coming in like a bit of lightning, as in this card, is the Tower moment. And it's coming in like the Tower moment actually does, comes in just out of nowhere. It's usually, it's destined. There, those little yellow drops in the picture. Is it? What's the name of it? It's not Gabriel. It's somebody's tears. Anyway, it's to do with heavens. It's fated from heaven. But anyway, enough chat about the cards. This energy's coming in, and as much as it seems to be a bit chaotic and a bit like the image also looks a bit scary, that's what's happened when these things are fated. When there's a destined or fated event, things come in, and at the time you might question why it happened, or why did it have to be like this. Like, it can be a little bit off-putting, that bit of a feeling of like, how do I put it? It's like it sucks, you know, you're virtually a little bit, oh, this, I didn't want this to happen, or this wasn't what was supposed to happen, or this isn't what I thought would happen. So it's got a bit of a feeling of that going on to it. But it's because it's abrupt and change, we're creatures of habit, the human race is creatures of habit, so when anything abrupt comes in with change, and anything that really comes in and changes your life around you, like lightning hitting down in front of you, it's a bit off-putting. So people tend to, the first reaction is, I don't like it, I'm not happy about it, I didn't want this, this is not what I asked for. But it won't take too long, and it'll actually you'll start to see, looking back, that it actually was a good thing on some level. It actually ended up being the right thing, which sounds weird at the time when it happens, but remember, it down the track, it's going to feel like it was meant to be, because other things will have come into play. So then we go into the progression of the 6 to the 7 of Pentacles. So with the 6 of Pentacles, it can be money given and received, but this one, it feels like people coming in around you, helping you out, because it's paired up with the Farmer's card. Whatever this situation is, if something comes in that's a little bit disruptive, people come around and help out. Family and friends come, and they start coming around and helping you out, or helping you fix the situation up. I'm not getting a clear picture about exactly what it is, but I'm trying to think of a scenario. You know, here's a scenario which is not happening, but I hope it's not happening. But there's rain, flood, the water comes in and it goes all through your house, and you have got your photos and your valuables out, but the house is a bit of a mess, and then the team turn up out the front with the gumboots on and the shovels, and they all come in and start scrubbing and hosing and fixing all the house up, helping you out. That's the energy that that's what I'm seeing in my head, but that's the energy that's coming. But I don't think that's anyone's real scenario, because I'm not sure where you're watching it, but at this, where we are, there's no real big rain events coming or anything happening. But it just definitely feels like people coming in and they're helping you out. Another scenario, which sounds terrible, I'm just thinking, why am I thinking these ones? But your house burnt down. Everyone got out, even the parakeet, the bird, everything got out. But you've lost all your clothing and your articles, so everyone rallies around and helps you out. It's a rallying of energy coming together, and people coming around to support you and help you out. Can we get anything for reading too before I send them down into depression with the grim storylines? I'm really sorry. I laugh when it's inappropriate to laugh. So, you know, if you get me, you get me. But yeah, I'm laughing because it's like, oh my God. But I've thought of anything more horrendous than that. Okay, we've got the 8 of Swords. I don't usually read reverse, but this one I will. With the 8 of Swords, when she's upright, she's imprisoned by her thoughts and she can't escape. Well, she thinks she can't, but she can. When it's reversed, she's coming out of that energy. She's coming out of that thought pattern where she's feeling constricted. She's on those binds, that binding that ties her, and the blindfold all falls onto the ground. And she starts to walk free. So once this upheaval has come and gone through, and it put the ripple in the pond, once you get through that initial shock you start walking free of this past energy. It actually heals or changes something within your system. And this event made it happen, which is how weird stuff goes on in life, but this event actually makes this situation come to pass for you. What else can we get for reading 2 that can be finishing off the reading a little bit nicer? Okay, we've got some cards, we'll go. Okay, we've got the 5 of Pentacles, King of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the Lovers. So, this 5 of Pentacles is the energy I was just talking about with that tower. I'll move these here. When this tower comes in, the initial feeling is it's not impoverished because it's money. It feels like you got ripped off. Something feels like, the only way I can put it, it feels like you've been ripped off. And there's a bit of that, why me? This isn't fair. There's a little bit of that energy running, and it just must pop back up down the track a little bit. You keep going back to that energy where you're not really happy about it. Then you move forward and think, no, this is going to be all right. Things are going to work. You know, the fighting spirit comes out. The inner strength starts to shine through. I don't have the strength card here, but it feels like that strength card situation where you've got the strength to move mountains and you can move forward and keep going. King of Swords, he's usually to do, when I see him in this setting, he's usually to do with some legal documents, contracts, anything to do with paperwork. So all he comes up to say is make sure that you get a second opinion and you check things over before you sign anything. Now that's just for somebody out there, whoever. But there's nothing to be worried about. Just don't rush in. Make sure you get things checked out. If you're not thinking clearly, make sure somebody else checks out the fine print if there's some contract to be signed. 6 of Swords is a passage away from difficulties, so you're starting to move. And the 6 swords are your thoughts. So because the air is this suit, which is swords, and with them swords, they all represent thoughts and situations in front of you. That's the person crouched down in the boat there, and that's all their thoughts with them. And the whole symbology of it is that you're moving away from the situation and you're starting to move forward and going forward into a better space. Now with the Lovers, this can be your romantic partner or your other half, whichever way you want to put it, husband, wife, anyway, partner. They can be supporting you and helping you out in this situation, but the Lovers also can mean the card of choice. So there can be a choice of 2 options coming in front of you. After this situation settles down, you might have a choice between 2 ways or 2 situations, and you're trying to decide. It feels like you're trying to decide. And that's why I just said, I didn't even look at that, I read it, left or right, but when you look at him, it's saying about the paperwork and the details. Well, it's actually, if there's a choice between 2 different ways to go, this is where you might have to get counsel, which means you'd go and ask somebody else to help you brainstorm and chew it over and go through it all. It feels positive, but I dare say both choices can take you in 2 different ways, and you're sort of really trying to work out which way to go. Get any final cards for reading 2 for the CandySkull. Alright, 3. Oh, I thought there was only 3 popped out. There's a big heap. Okay. 5 of Wands. A bit of brainstorming. We just talked about that. There'll be a bit of brainstorming and chewing over and working things out, sorting things out. The 2 of Cups. Now, with the 2 of Cups and the Lovers there, somebody somewhere will have somebody coming in around them, either supporting them or asking them out, like romantically asking them out on a date, or reconnecting with somebody, maybe that's come back around you. I've got the 5 of Cups there with that bit of disappointment, but the 5 of Cups is that tower energy where you sort of walk forward, you move a few steps forward, and then you step back into that tower energy. Then you move forward, then you step back in. So it's just part of, it's just part of the transition. You're in a transition situation, and to get through the transition, you go one step forward, 2 steps back, but not really. You go 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So you will get there. It's just coming up to say that you've got, I feel like there's just something that you need to still heal. There's a little bit of healing that will be going on, and it'll just take its time to go through. The change is a bit abrupt. The change was a bit abrupt, and it virtually has freaked you out a bit. It feels like it's just a little bit. That's why there's these people, and there's people coming in around you up here, rallying around, making sure that you feel supported. And then we've got 2 gateways here. We've got the columns with the priestess, the high priestess sitting in between, and we've got the columns with the Hierophant. So this is a gateway in your life coming. And like I said with that Lover's card, how there's a choice between 2 directions. This feels like the 2 gateways. Like it's like if you could pretend that was a door in the middle instead of a person. These look like 2 doorways you could walk through. High priestess is telling you, she's telling you to go with your intuition and your own counsel, and to actually have a think and don't rush into this situation. And the Hierophant, he's usually can be to do with marriage or education, so that may be 2 of the choices, or 1 of the choices for those doors could be to go in towards marriage or towards an education of some sort. 3 of Pentacles is usually to do with home improvements. This card, well, this particular deck, it always looks like a couple sort of at the church, sort of, checking out where they're going to get married. So that could be for somebody out there that's looking towards that direction. But it's building upon, the money's gone from up to the 3 symbol now at the top here, and it's gone from the initial first bit of the money, where the money starts coming in, or the abundance, to balancing it out, and now this is the increase. So this is the card of increase. So there's a bit of an increase in finances, or there could be some home improvements, or something going on to do with decorating, or something going on to do with spending some money on something, or looking at spending some money. But we're going to finish it out here with the Sun. Through all the trials and tribulations that were in those cards there, at the end of the day, this is what the energy will start to become, which is the sun shining down, that new sunflowers, all that positive, sunny, sort of happy energy coming through. Once you've got through that tower situation, once this tower situation sort of pans itself out up and down the roller coaster ride, you'll actually start getting into that energy where the sun will start shining, and you'll start feeling more confident and in charge again once you get through that energy. But I still feel like if that's the card we finish out on, is the Sun, that's a good one to be having your, for the end of the reading. So that's it for you, reading 2. I'm out of here. Bye. Hey, reading 3. I was just washing the cards in between the reads. You would have picked this rather magnificent little jack-o'-lantern candle. Oh, little pumpkin. So that's for you, reading 3. That would be what you picked. So we're going to go ahead now and get the right deck. And today we're just doing tarot. We're just hopefully getting only, well, I said 1 or 2 cards, but I think we've had 3 cards and 4 cards, so we haven't yet had 1 or 2, but you might be lucky enough to be different. And this is the overall energy for your reading, and then we're just going to put some tarot down to expand a bit further. So there you go, 1 already. Can we get some cards for the jack-o'-lantern for reading 3, please? Got a card just stabbed out here that's, I don't think it flipped. I'll just have a look. Alright, I think that will be yours there. So, we got, of course, the 2 of Pentacles at the beginning. We got the 6 of Cups, and we got the Emperor. So, get them the right way for you to see. 2 of Pentacles is balancing usually balancing finances, but with this particular energy, it feels like to me that it's balancing of energy. You've got this rainbow that arcs over on this particular deck. And because he's standing right down near the water, to me it feels like he's balancing his own energy out and trying to get his energy sorted out. We've got the Emperor here, which is he's the boss. In other words, he's in charge. He's definitely calling the shots. So this is your energy. You're in charge. You're calling the shots. You've got whatever it was in the past you've overcome. You're balancing up. You're getting yourself back to, I keep looking at this and it's like this symbol for the star. But anyway, for some reason it's been attracting my eye to look at that star. It feels like the confidence. It feels like confidence is coming back in. We'll see if there's any past energy when I shuffle the next lot of cards out. But it feels like in the past there was some emotion. Got that little dolphin there too, which I just love dolphins. So the dolphin always symbolises that, like playful, happy times. And then you've got the moon, which is all mysterious. So, and then the boat's the journey. So to me, if I look into the background of this card, which I'm doing, how I'm reading it, you're starting to balance up. So I'd say in the past it's got that mysterious look to it. There's been something that's happened in the past here, and now the energy's starting to balance up and there's a rainbow coming in, and I think it's been a bit gloomy and now the rainbow's coming in to make sort of everything seem to be coming back to a bit nice again. You got the Emperor here, and he's definitely the boss. He feels confident, and he didn't feel like this, but now he does. And of course, in the middle of it all, you've got a little pussycat. You've got a rabbit. There'll be something else here I'll spot in a moment. But the Six of Cups. So it's childlike energy, going back to where you're carefree and feeling like a child again, where the energy's carefree and easy. The stress, all that drama, like I said, that balance, it seems to have been gone. It seems to be dissipating, and you're going into a time where you seem to be confident and in charge, and things are going everything's lining up and going the way you want it to. Okay, Mr. Jack-o'-lantern, we get a few cards for reading 3, please, for the Jack-o'-lantern. Alright, I don't mind shuffling because I just did a big swirl with these on the table, so we'll get the energy to pick up for the Jack-o'-lantern for reading 3. Cards for reading 3 for the Jack-o'-lantern, please. That makes a lot of sense. Reading 3. Reading 3. Reading 3. Okay, I'm just talking to the cards here, but I get the picture. I can see what you're showing me. You don't have to give me any more of them now. You can go forward with this to the next bit. Have a little chat. Okay, the battery just ran out, so we'll get back into it. Okay, just as I said, I was chatting about the background of this picture was making me feel like there's been some upset, some past drama, some past like that mysterious emotional situation. Well, here it all, this is what I just said, and because here it all is that the past energy is the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Swords. So with this energy being, there's 3 5s here. The 5s are to do with change, and it can be that energy of erratic change and erratic emotion. So you've got disappointment and a bit of closed in with that cloak on. You're feeling closed in and very alone and in your thoughts. There is a little bit of brainstorming, and it can be sort of a little bit bickering and talking and sorting things out. And then there can be just it can be talk, it can be a bit of gossip, it can be all sorts of just that erratic energy where nothing's really an even playing field. The energy is just moving around there, and it's all erratic, and it's not a nice comforting energy. things are changing. There's a lot of change going on in this person and around them. And sometimes it feels with this particular situation that it was put upon them. It was done to them. They're virtually just sitting there like, it sort of feels like an innocent person that just had something happen. So, and then we've got the Ten of Swords. So Ten of Swords is that feeling defeated, giving up, laying down, and all that's like a bit gloomy, like the picture depicts, but you can see that the sun's coming up in the background. So the darkness before the dawn, the sun's coming up, the light's coming in. The 10 is the finish of a cycle, so it's the completion. So we'll lay that energy down there and let it be like left where it should be, which is with those other cards. That was the past energy that was here. That Two of Pentacles that come out straight away, it had definitely nothing to do with money, this card. It was all to do with this energy and where this person's coming out of and where they're coming back from, which was that energy that they've had in and around in their life. Now the rainbow's coming. They're starting to balance. They're starting to stand, like the stance he's standing in there with his legs sort of spread out a bit. He's got that sort of really good firm grip. Anyway, moving on. Page of Swords and High Priestess. A bit of news and information, or even somebody, there can be, it could be an apology, or it can be someone giving you some conversation about the truth, something to do with truth. So, I'm just going to fix this, hang on. Because you can't see the pumpkin. Sorry. I'm back now. Bit of truth. Apology, news and information, text, phone call, and it's to do with the High Priestess. It's definitely to do with, it's like spirit. For me, it feels like spirit is coming through and confirming something to you. Like it's that aha moment where you find something out, you watch a tarot reading and somebody says something and you go, I knew it, I knew it. There's some feeling like that coming through with that. It's a confirmation situation. This helps start bringing in the energy of the Emperor, which is that confident energy that's coming in. A bit more for reading 3, please. And these cards are up every which way because I just swirled them on the table. A couple more cards for reading 3, please. Okay, just about got enough, I feel. Alright. Okay. Yes, yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. Very good. Okay, 9 of Swords, 4 of Swords. So there's that energy we were talking about. Waking up at night and being a little bit unsettled and not being able to sleep, but also being a bit exhausted and needing to sleep. So the past energy here, that is that emotional energy in the background. Very a little bit similar to another reading that we've just already done, but anyway, I won't say any more. If you click on it, you will hear what I'm talking about. But it's a cycle. It's coming back round, just like the big circle here. It pops up. Whatever's happened in the background here, this situation that's happened, it still takes a little bit of time to keep coming up, and it bubbles up, and you have a couple of nights where it's not real good, and you feel a bit exhausted and your energy drops down again, and then you come back up again. So it feels to me that there's a big circle, a big cycle going on. There's a big spin going on here where this energy keeps coming up and dropping back out. It keeps coming up and then going again. You've also got the moon, which is a bit hidden, a bit mysterious, just like I said about the moon in this card. That was a bit mysterious and things are a bit hidden. I'd say there's a bit more information going to come through, and it'll come through in just dribs and drabs. It'll slowly get revealed to you, and you'll get to sort of see what the past was about and what was going to be learnt from it and what you were going to get out of it all. And then the present energy you're in, once you're moving out of this, you're coming into this energy where there's that many opportunities and things in front of you. You don't know which way to go or what to do. Well, the trick with this 7 of Cups card is when you feel a bit confused and I don't really know whether I should do that or go there. There's too many things coming in all at once, too many things coming in around you. That is, like I said, with that Seven of Pentacles too, that's the Farmer's card, where you're growing and looking at where to, you know, you've done all the hard work and you've planted all the seeds and you're waiting for the harvest. But also with the Seven of Cups with it, it just feels as though you've got a little bit distracted, you're not sure which way to go, and that's what could be making you wake up at night and be a bit concerned because you're not sure which way to go or what to do. But with the Moon there, the Moon's that definite energy of bide your time and just wait, just even if it's a week or two, because that cycle, she changes every 2 weeks and she goes from full back to new and then back to full again. So if there's somewhere you've got to make a fairly big decision or you're not really sure which way to go, I'd wait even a small amount of time and it will be revealed. You'll either know it, your thoughts will change, or it'll just come up and turn up and be just, you know, shown to you straight out which way to go and what way to choose to go. The trick is to hold off and not do anything. Three of Cups. So somewhere in the future, when this confidence and everything's all starting to come back into play, there will be a celebration. And here's the Star card to finish off the reading. And with the Star card, she's a wish come true. You've actually been granted something special has come through. And when this situation comes in, it feels to me, because of those little tears there in the Moon, we were just talking about them with another reading, different, but anyway. It's like Spirit has granted you this. It's like the wish come true. It's divine. It's from divinely being sent through from upstairs. It sounds really weird, I know. I think it's sounding weird as I'm saying it, but it's like a blessing. There's a blessing that will be bestowed upon you at the end of all this situation. Once you get through that here, there and everywhere, like the gloominess, once you get out the other side, it feels like you're gonna feel actually blessed. You feel like you've been blessed. So at the end of it, if there's this Star card comes out at the end to show you what there is to look forward to, there's a pretty good celebration, you know, people gathering and celebrating. Look, there's a little pumpkin in the corner of that card there, so just had to sort of go, oh, there you go. And it's just a feeling of being blessed and being, you know, that the universe is watching out for you, they're looking after you, they've got your back. It's all that feeling. It's sort of just coming on so strong with that Emperor and the Star. And it just feels like you're going to feel, you know, you're going to feel like the chosen one. You're going to feel very special and very blessed. So, yeah, I really like the end of this reading. I really wanted to say I'll claim this one, but yeah, I do like the Jack-o'-lantern. But anyway, stop raving on. Really great reading 3. That's all I've got for you. Bye for now.